Part 2. I forgive you, you're different, you're a good guy, but you shouldn't go after bad people, even if your family needs money and your mother needs medicine. The best thing is always to work hard. A surprised Fernando asked the man how he knew his mother needed medicine. And the man replied, I am 85 years old, I have lived a long life. I can understand what's going on just by throwing over with a few words, I see you're a good boy. You came to my house for a reason, for just yesterday I asked God for help. You see, my children are living abroad and they have completely forgotten about me. They hired me a nurse, but she did whatever she wanted. I guess she cleaned out my house before you did. And for 2 days now, no one has come to see me. I'm dying of thirst and hunger. The boy immediately gave the old man a drink, and then went into the kitchen and made dinner from what was in the kitchen of the old rich man. The man said, You are an angel sent to me by God to save my life. I thank you for what you have done. Look at this painting. Behind it is a safe, with a lot of money in it. Take as much as you need to put your mom in the hospital, then come back. I'll give you and your mother a job. The man gave the boy the password to the safe and told him where the keys to the house were. So Fernando wouldn't have to climb the roofs again. The boy ran out of the house in tears, very grateful to the strange man. He took his mother to the hospital and, once she was settled in her room, told her what had happened. Although the woman was disappointed that her son had let himself get involved in such a case, she was still pleased with how he had turned out in the end and praised the boy for his good heart. After leaving the hospital, Fernando ran to the elderly man's house. He bought him groceries and medicine. So the boy visited the elderly man and his mother for a month. And, fortunately, the boy's mother was put back on her feet. She could again enjoy life, and the pain was no longer so strong, and in such a state it was already easier to work. After discharge, the woman visited the elderly man in gratitude for the treatment and help to her son. They became fast friends, and the man offered her a job in his house. They were to live in his house and help him, and he generously paid for their work. So Fernando and his mother moved into a luxurious house. The boy was able to go to school again. His mother drove him to school in one of her cars. The old man just blossomed and was able to leave his chamber, as Fernando called his room. He became very attached to his new family. They took him out for walks and fulfilled all his wishes. One day a man told Fernando to call one number. Soon a strange man in a suit arrived. They talked alone with the old man for a while, after which the man got out and headed for his car. That afternoon the old man called Fernando and his mother to his house. He told them once again, You are my guardian angels, and I am incredibly happy to have met such kind people. Thank you for everything. The next day the elderly man was gone. After the funeral, the old man's children came from abroad to accept the inheritance. Fernando and his mother were just packing their bags to leave the house. But then the mysterious man in the suit arrived and asked everyone to sit down, even Fernando and his mother. He introduced himself as the deceased's lawyer and read out the will. The children were left the savings in the bank in the form of money and gold, while Fernando and his mother got the luxurious mansion, cars and everything inside the house, jewelry and even valuable paintings. The children were angry when they heard this news, but still protected by the money. They could live comfortably for the rest of their lives, doing whatever they wanted. When everyone had left, Fernando took his mother to the painting behind which the safe was hiding, entered the code. And when the woman saw how much money was inside, she was shocked. There was definitely at least $1 million. Fernando and his mother cried with gratitude. They used the inheritance wisely. Fernando began to get the best education in town, and by the time he was 19, he had already launched a successful business. It was a small restaurant, which later grew into a large chain. The guy became very wealthy and spent half of his income on lonely old people. He created a foundation and developed a program, the purpose of which was to make communication with children on a regular basis. His organization held an event where the elderly played with children, grandparents cooked together and told their stories from their youth. Fernando realized that the most important thing for the elderly is to socialize with the younger generation. This is what gives them inspiration and a sense of fulfillment in life. This is the end of the story. Be sure to visit your parents if you haven't been to them in a while. It's very important for them. That's all, friends.